Virtual reality games is often overlooked or snubbed by gamers. It's a gimmick, they say. They say it's just another tech demo. Wake me up when real games come. In actuality, some virtual reality games are very well made. And if a gem shines bright enough, it may even spark the curiosity of the biggest naysayer. Because virtual reality or not, what Ghost Giant has done should not be overlooked, as they have tackled a real serious topic that is often overlooked, or frankly, hard to discuss. Depression. This is my review of Ghost Giant.
Help! No! No!
When you first look at Ghost Giant from the exterior, you may see adorable animal characters, charm, and humor, but the interior is solemnly touching and at times heartbreaking. And maybe that was the entire point, and that we can't see depression because it is so easily hidden. See, that is the beauty of Ghost Giant. It took a topic that isn't easily described or hard to discuss, and they put it in a palatable form with a beautifully told story. No, really, this game was masterfully told, and the writers along with the voice actors deserve a lot of credit for a job well done. It actually may be one of the best story-driven games of this year, and that is something you probably wouldn't have expected from a game with this kind of art style, and the way it was told was unique in its own way. See, and this is where the gameplay comes in because the story is so intertwined with how the story is told. It's told deliberately, in which the characters are acting in a Broadway play, but you are able to interact with the actors on stage as you have to help your protagonist in his day-to-day life. At times you have to point a flashlight for him, pull sunflowers out of the ground, or find hidden items to progress to the next act. In a world where the protagonist may feel alone, you're there to help him not only physically, but in a way, mentally. More or less, it is a puzzle game, and most puzzles are simple enough for you to figure out quickly, but it really isn't the main draw of this game, and that is why I would say that Ghost Giant may not be for everybody. Yes, it does have a beautifully told story, and I could go on and praise it more for this aspect, but I think this game is more of an interactive experience than a video game. I would compare it more to a point-and-click adventure game like Telltale's Walking Dead than I would a puzzle game like Talos Principle. Yes, there is some puzzles, but it's not so clever that I would rank it as one of the best puzzle games ever, or even just within this year. Granted, they aren't bad either. They're just simple enough to be a short obstacle and nothing more. Usually simple logic will do the trick, but in case you do get stuck, you can tap on the protagonist for a hint. There's also several hidden objects in each scene if you want to look hard enough, whether this be shooting a basketball, blowing on a spinner, or finding the elusive worm. I wouldn't say any of what Ghost Giant has done is bad, and it actually is entertaining and fun, but I wouldn't recommend it for the gameplay alone. Speaking of which, we should probably talk about the elephant in the room here, which is PlayStation VR. Yes, this is a PlayStation VR exclusive, and it really couldn't have been any other way. I mean, yes, it could be on other virtual reality headsets, and I do hope it comes to them, but this game could not have been achieved as a standard gameplay experience, because you're so integral in the story to how you interact with the environment and the characters within the world. I mean, really, there is going to be times where you just want to hug the protagonist and make him feel better, and when you help him both mentally and physically, there is a connection between you and this AI cartoon animal. It's the immersive experience of joining him in his world and helping him along his journey. By the end of it, you will feel as if you helped a friend in need. This isn't to say there was no issues with PlayStation VR though, as I ran into multiple issues during my short stay in Ghost Giant, including a wobbling camera which was more than just a little disorienting, my virtual hands which apparently got bugged out, it also wouldn't let me grab what I wanted at times, and the basketball in this game was more annoying than I found it to be fun. I play basketball in real life, and I have to say it was more than a little irritating on how inaccurate the move controllers were when shooting the basketball. It was as if the game fought me anytime I tried to shoot, and I found it easier just to shoot it underhanded at times. There's also the issue of Ghost Giant being a little on the short side, as it's only around 3 hours long. Speaking of this, it also ended a little abruptly, almost as if they decided to cut some of the game short. I feel like they could have added more to it, and it just seemed like they skipped an act or two that could have been there. At the end of the day, however, Ghost Giant is a great experience, and notice that I do say experience. The game itself is fun, but nothing mind-blowing either. This game is story-driven in every sense of the phrase. I do wish it would have been a little bit longer because I did absolutely love this story. But if you already own PlayStation VR, then I think you owe it to yourself to check out Ghost Giant. Just bring a few tissues if you do.